was I looking for?
I don't know. I don't have a phone to look at stuff.
Shush. Oh.
Is there anything
I don't know what episode.
up there?
I didn't know what episode it was. Are you ready?
Ready as I'm gonna get.
That's what she said. Welcome to episode 28. Close Encounters of the Funny Kind.
We're gonna talk about my close encounters this week.
We can talk about that if you want to. We,
We made it through Halloween.
We made it. That was exhausting. We do not have a beer of the week, but Samantha's mother...
Don't call me Samantha, especially after watching Scream.
Samantha's mother brought this over.
I don't know. She's got this thing on Halloween. She brings over her entire liquor cabinet and then just leaves it.
So...
And she's like,
this isn't even
don't
open.
don't drink it. Save it for Thanksgiving. I'm like, you think this is going to last 20-something days in our house?
Alright, so me and Sam...
I've had Johnny Walker Red.
don't like this. I remember we had a bottle of Johnny Walker Red, and it was in our cabinet for a long... we finally mixed it with Coke just because I was like, we're never
I think
gonna
it
drink.
took us like 18 months to drink.
Yeah, like we're never... And we drink. And I was like, we're never going to drink this. So we're going to give this a shot. You want to, like a whole...
Yeah, I'm just going to pour it in the Diet Coke. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Smell the hotness coming off of it. I don't know how people drink it.
Isn't the blue label supposed to be like smooth? Isn't
They all say,
expensive?
oh, it's so smooth, and then it tastes terrible. I don't know which one is the good
I think the
one.
red is the cheapest, black is in the middle, and the blue is the expensive, top of the line.
Put that over there with you. That's yours.
You have too much shit.
I got my... Sam was complaining she has no knickknacks. I have my car, my world's okayest employee, and then my... What is this? Not a
Funko.
Funko. Yeah, not a bobble.
Okay,
Funko?
but let's be honest. Where'd you get all that?
My wife bought it for me. So I guess I have to get on Amazon and buy her some stupid stuff to put on her.
He was like, "Why don't I have any stupid shirts to wear on the podcast?" I'm like, "I don't know. You have an Amazon account."
Good to know. All right.
You need to-
It's already like... All right, little sip.
Like Jack or Jim.
It's just...
Blech.
I just don't...
Oh, what was that?
I just don't know how people drink it like with ice. Just, yum.
That was a weird aftertaste. Tastes like baby lotion.
Okay.
We're just gonna, if I'm gonna drink it, we're just gonna do that. Sorry, guys. I know there's a lot of you out there that don't like
That's not
people mixing whiskey with
It's
Coke.
like, and it's like supposed to be somewhat expensive, so it's...
Yeah, I don't know who gave that to my mom. I know she didn't buy it.
God.
She's more of a red stag lady. She likes the sweet liquors. She's on this cucumber vodka. I like cucumbers, but I like them soaked in Italian dressing or covered in ranch dressing. Or,
I did a shot. It tastes like... It's straight up like... Is it Smirnoff? It tastes straight up like cucumbers. Like there's
the
no...
one that's in the cabinet is...
But the little bottle. She brought those little bottles.
she brought a bunch of little bottles.
I did a shot of it, but like she said you mix it with like cranberry juice, which I wouldn't think cranberry and cucumber, but I don't know. Whatever. I just work here. All right. Are you ready?
Is you ready?
I don't have...
Whole squad ready?
I don't have a ton of content.
I love it when the 5-year-old requests that in the mornings for drop off.
His jam.
He's like
Missy Elliott.
That's not Missy.
Oh.
It's something else. But he's like, "Is you ready?"
Oh. Whoa.
What is that?
That was my DoorDash order. I took a screenshot of it. Me and Sam were trying to order DoorDash the other day, and I'm like, I'm gonna be honest, it was Taco Bell, okay? And I looked at it and said, why is this? It was like $35.
Was that before the tip?
It was the total was $27.77 with $3.57 in fees. So it was before the tip. It was $30. Okay, it was a crunch wrap, a taco, a chalupa, and nachos. And I was like, you used to be able to eat Taco Bell for like $8 and be like, oh, I'm so full.
I could use my lunch money and go buy Taco Bell.
So I took a screenshot and Sam went to Taco Bell and it was like $8 cheaper or something.
And by the way, it took me 15 minutes, which would have taken DoorDash about 20 to 30 minutes.
Yeah. And I was just like, we looked at the receipt, they mark everything up.
By like $1.
Like $1, some of them $1.50, yeah. So everything like the Crunchwrap was $7.19, and then when you got it, like the receipt said like I don't know $6.
You should have taken.
And then the taco was like $4.50, and it was $3.25. And I was like, why is? I guess they're passing off the fees, but I don't know. I just thought it was weird. I saw this and I took a screenshot of it, so I'll put it in there. This is a dinosaur tail that they found preserved in amber. Like I took a couple, so it's a piece of a dinosaur tail.
And it has hair.
Yeah.
Dinosaurs don't have hair.
They do. That's what they think. They have feathers. They think that most of them had feathers.
Maybe if they were further up north or in Iceland.
There's a lot of them that think that that T-Rex was covered in feathers. No?
Don't believe it.
Why not?
I don't believe you.
No, it's true. Are you just going to drink that?
Reptiles don't have feathers.
They don't, but that's what they're saying. They think that they evolved to not have feathers. They think that back then they did have feathers. There's not going to be many burps if you're drinking that.
I just burped.
Yeah, but not beer burps. So I'll put those in there. But the thing we were talking about like a month or so ago, there is a company that is actively they're bringing back the woolly mammoth.
Yeah, they want to create dinosaurs.
And they're saying they're going to have them in like 2025, I think is what they said.
Like, by the way, guys, we all know how this ends.
Yeah, there's been movies about it.
We don't have to have deja vu. We literally know how it ends.
As I keep seeing stuff on like Instagram, TikTok, where they have literally found, wow. They've literally found like blood in some of the like amber stuff and like different like fossils.
That's
and stuff.
disgusting.
I don't know how people drink it, but let us know if you guys like Johnny Walker or any of those. Let me see what else I got here. I saved a couple different things. Oh crap! I messed it up. I didn't save it on here. This was something I saw and I took a screenshot of it this week. So. In The Matrix, the first one, okay? Same instant rolls your eyes. I know you haven't watched The Matrix as many times as I have, or maybe at all. Have you ever watched it?
Once.
With me?
The first one?
And you probably fell asleep.
I watched it before you. I watched it when it came out, but I have not. I don't think I have watched it with you.
So I wanted to look into this, but I took a screenshot because I didn't want to forget it. This is Keanu Reeves' ID.
Like real ID or?
No, like in the movie, like his character, okay? What is the expiration of his passport?
September 11th?
Yeah. 2001.
Okay.
It's just a weird coincidence. I mean, it could just be a totally random thing, but I mean, I thought it was weird because it doesn't have you can't really see, it's so blurry, you can't zoom in, but that was what the post was about, was that why is in the movie The Matrix, which is so big on, all the undercover government, AI stuff, that was the date of his expiration. Like there's the whole thing of like where they say they're hiding in plain sight, like they talk about like aliens and different stuff, like they let us know what they want to. Like the whole Simpsons thing. Like we talked about that. Like it's odd that is the expiration date. So I don't know. I just thought it was funny. I just wanted to bring it up. I just took a couple screenshots of different stuff that I saw this week and thought that I would bring them up.
Okay.
So I don't know. I do want to talk about next week because I gotta save some of them. But I do want to talk about all the Simpsons predictions.
Okay.
But I would actually piece together some different clips of the ones that have come true and stuff.
All of them have.
There's so many of them, and the theory is that because it's been on the air for so long that eventually they're bound to get some right, but they are so specific.
There's more than some.
And it even looks, wow, I'm taking over. That wasn't as good as yours.
You got all the knickknacks, now you're taking over the Burger King. I'll just go sit over
Do
there.
you want my mug?
No, because you literally are the world's okayest employee. I love you. But
It's true. I give about 65%. Just
65.
Well, it depends on the job. Some jobs I've even given upwards of 85 or 90%.
That's generous.
Yeah, but
wow.
yeah.
Thinking highly of ourselves today.
But it's kind of, it's based on when I've given a 90% and the raise is 1%, then my attitude will reflect accordingly the following year. There will not be 90% the following year if 1% gets you.
Can we just talk about how dark of a place I was in this time last year, compared to this year?
We can. You were in a glass case of emotion like Ron Burgundy after they kicked Baxter off the bridge.
It was crazy how bad last year was. And it wasn't personal life, it was strictly work life. So when people talk about like a work-life balance and loving where you work and actually loving where you work in culture, it actually means something, because I was struggling hard this time last year.
It'll 100% affect you because you spend so many hours a day. You spend more time at work than you do with your family, typically. I'm not counting sleeping.
I literally stopped working out and running because of this job that I had last year. Like, it literally killed me from the inside out. I've gained weight because of that job. I started drinking a hell of a lot more because of that job.
This is true.
Like, I used to go to
She
work.
started a podcast because of the job?
No, we started the podcast way after.
That was after, but that's fine.
But, like, I had mornings where I was scared to go to work. I had mornings where I didn't want to get out of the car. And on Halloween last year, I got my review from my manager, and she told me no one in the company enjoyed working with me and didn't like me.
But it's so funny because everywhere else you work, everyone loves you. And I told you, don't worry about it. That's just management or
I used to doubt myself, like, do I really even know how to do my job? Like,
and I said, you've done this job for 15 years or whatever it is.
20 years.
Yes. I said, it's literally just this company. Because everywhere you've ever worked has loved you. And, like, I don't think we've talked about this, but I was in the same spot back before we had our firstborn, and I went to fire school.
2011.
Yeah. I just said, you know what? I'm going to do something totally different. I had a buddy that was a fireman, and I said, I'm going to go do that.
And then the mix of that, you got laid off. You were in fire school down in San Joaquin.
So I said, let's try. I'm just going to do this, give it a shot. It's always, as you're a kid, you want to be a fireman or a cop or whatever. I said, we'll give it a shot. So I did it, and you have to go through EMT school first and then fire school. So I was done with EMT school, was going through fire school while working my job. So it was at night and then on the weekends that I had to do it. And
got laid off from your job.
I got
Halloween.
I got laid off from my job. Yep. Well, not laid off. I got fired. They were just like, I don't want
to hurt your feelings. I mean, I've been fired from a job before too.
It was basically just like, we don't need you here anymore. And I don't know. It was one of these jobs, and correct me if I'm wrong, if you guys have ever experienced this. So I had this job where I was a hourly employee. And I was salary.
You were salary.
I was a salary employee, and they thought that just meant I worked forever. I mean, they just wanted me to work 50, 60, 70 hours a week, and I said, I'm not doing that. I'm here. I'm 8 hours a day. I mean, I'll stay 30 minutes if I need to one night, maybe an hour.
Let the case show his salary was not conducive of working that many hours. Like, sometimes you do have a pretty fat salary And it's kind of expected that you do work a little extra, but you also have days where like, okay, well, I'm going to take an hour and a half long lunch today to go run a bunch of errands because I worked half an hour, or came in early, worked through lunch, had to stay late, blah, 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 had to travel for work. Like, that's kind of how that works in a sense for salary employees. This job that he had barely paid nickels.
I think this is when I was 26 or 20. I was making $35,000 a year salary. And they wanted me to work 60 hours. I was like, no.
By the way, they clearly didn't do a salary band testing for jobs.
Because I was just like, and I would stay late and get stuff
done. You would, because you would do closings at like 6:30, 7 o'clock at night.
I was working for a title company doing like real estate closings, where you put together all the documents, and then they would schedule closings for 6 o'clock at night. And I said, no, I've been here all day. I'm not staying. And I did it for a while, and I just got sick of it. The person that was also doing my job was an hourly employee that they were paying.
She may be watching this.
Time and a half. Well, it's true. And they were like, why can't you be more like her? And I said, because she's hourly. She's getting paid to be here.
So it works in her favor to be there.
Yeah, and I was like, it's no knock on her. It's great for her. I'm not going to sit here for free so the owner makes more money. That's not how the world works.
You know what we should do?
And I even offered, I said, switch me over to hourly. I'll be glad to stay here as long as you guys want me to.
Cody is all about the overtime.
If you offer me overtime, I will mop it up. I got called into JP Morgan Chase. I was the top processor in the site that year.
You got an asterisk next to that.
There's no asterisk. I was the top processor in the site for like units, like there's a whole bunch of metrics. And they called me in and said, you doubled your salary in overtime. And I said, yes. Thank you for that. And
trying to get an award?
And they said, so we want to try to reduce it. I said, my manager told me in a meeting there is unlimited overtime because we're so busy. And that resulted in me closing a lot more loans than everybody else because of that unlimited overtime. And I was able to take more files because of my unlimited overtime. So I was working.
He would go in, he would literally leave our house, which we were like 15 minutes from the office. It was really quick. He would leave our house like 6:30 in the morning and get there.
I was there at 6:30 sometimes.
Some mornings you were. And then you usually work about 30 minutes to an hour late because we did have the oldest at that point when you were doing that. But the oldest was like baby. So on Saturday mornings when we'd wake up for that first feeding, we would take care of getting him changed and fed him, and he'd go on into the office because we were awake, and I'm like, well, he's a baby, he's gonna go back to sleep in 2 hours.
I'd go in for it'd be like 7 o'clock, the baby's eating, and he's gonna go back to sleep in 15 minutes. Mm-hmm. So I would go in for 3 or 4 hours and be home at 11. That's how when he woke up for a nap. So
how we bought our first house.
I was racking up like 50, I was trying to do 2 hours a day, and then 3 to 5 hours on the weekend.
You would come out with like 15, 20 hours of overtime.
I was paying, back then our rent was $1,000 a month for and this is 2011. So we were renting a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house with an in-ground pool and a huge backyard.
No, not that house.
Yes.
No, when the oldest was born, we were in the house over off by where Carrabba's and all those. We weren't in the pool house when he was born.
Okay, well, that house, both of the houses were $1,000 a month.
Right, but the house he was born in didn't have a pool, but it had a huge backyard.
But I was making my overtime was paying for the rent. So that's the whole thing. Like, we were doing so good because the overtime paid for the rent, and then between our 2 cars and cable or cell phones or whatever was the rest of our paychecks. It was huge.
Grocery bills.
And then when you go back to like not having overtime, I was like, oh, this is terrible. Like, it's happened at multiple jobs where you go, oh, this is what I actually make when there's no overtime available. But
we should do we need to sit down and kind of write out the pros and cons of some of our jobs over the year and just have an entire bitch fest.
Oh my gosh. People would be ready to jump off a bridge.
We're not the only ones out here that have had shitty jobs or shitty bosses or
that's guaranteed.
Sexual harassment.
Who had that?
I didn't file it, but it happened.
What? When I sexually harassed you? We got married. It's allowed. Me and Sam worked together a long time ago, and I got handsy, but it worked out.
Got really handsy up against some filing cabinets. Brushed my hair over my ear.
Give her one of those and give her a little kiss. It's frowned upon now, but this was back in like early 2000s where you could do stuff like that.
My ass print was on your desk for weeks.
All right. Anyway. Okay. I want to show you this video. I saw this today, and it confused me to no end. There are so many things happening in this video, I cannot figure out what's happening, okay?
What?
This one here, all right? So, all right, I'm just going to pause it right here. So, wait. All right, so first of all, let me turn this down. I'm going to turn it down because the sound really doesn't matter. The first thing it says, how I found out I'm an aunt of 5, okay? So the first thing, when you see that, I thought that lady's boob was out. Okay.
Yeah, they're hiding a face.
It's a baby, okay, which I get, but nobody cares what your baby looks like. Nothing's
That's not what they're gonna look like later.
So, but when I first saw it, I went, "Is her boob out? Is that why they're?" But I'm gonna play this through.
She may have been breastfeeding.
In the picture, they're taking a family picture.
I've seen weirder shit.
All right, so let me just play this through. All right, and tell me if you can grasp. So it says, "How I found out I'm an aunt of 5." Okay. Okay. All right. So the lady kicks the little doll thing out of the way. Uh-huh. And then she says, Marissa's pregnant. There's a pregnant lady in the middle that kicked it. So I'm assuming it's not her. They're all aware she's pregnant. Who is Marissa? Because this girl, let me turn this down because I don't want to keep messing up the mic. But like, so she kicks it. Everyone, she says, Marissa's pregnant. They all look down here. This girl looks shocked. Is she Marissa? Does she not know she's pregnant? Or is the girl taking the video Marissa? I watched it like 6 times. There's so much going on with the blurred out face and then the lady kicking the thing and the kid runs back in and hits her. I'm like, what is happening here? What is this? Who's pregnant? Is it the girl filming it? Because it's not that. That's like the mom. Like they all look down there. So I'm thinking this guy is the husband. But she says Marissa's pregnant. Why wouldn't she have said I'm pregnant if it's the girl taking the video?
I don't know. I'm over it now. That's fine. That's stupid. They literally did that to confuse you to get.
Is that what it is?
Yes.
Is it just there's so much?
People intentionally do. Have you not seen where people are doing something and there's never an end to it?
And it even says the most chaotic announcement. And I watched it like 5 times. It has 1.2 million views because I think everyone in the comments is just like, what? What is happening? Who? There's so much going on. You want to chug some beers?
I guess.
You guess.
Alright, you guys want to talk about what happened to me this week? So, we've talked about this on the podcast before. I don't have a beer to chug.
Do you want to do the shotguns? Okay. Do you want to do the shotguns?
I don't want to do the gun.
Do you want to do the little tool thing? Or do you want to pour it in a cup?
I'll just chug it.
You want to pour it in a cup and chug it?
Yeah.
Alright, let me...
Alright, so I'll talk about this. So, was it Sunday night?
I don't know.
No, it was Tuesday night. When I woke up at 3 a.m. again.
Oh, that's right.
So, this week has been, I don't know if it's Halloween, if it's got me, I don't know. Okay. That's gonna be it. Alright. Anyways, so it was Monday. I think it was Monday night. It was Tuesday. Yeah, it was Tuesday night because I was utterly exhausted at the game Tuesday. Yes, because I remember talking to my mom and telling her about it. I have this thing, we talked about it before. I don't know why. I wake up between the hours of like 2:15 and 3 o'clock. That's where I wake up every single morning. It doesn't matter if I go to bed sober. It doesn't matter if I go to bed drunk. It doesn't matter if I go to bed on a sleeping pill. I wake up at that time every single morning. And I lay there sometimes. Sometimes I'm like, all right, I'm not going to open my eyes. I'm going to keep my eyes closed. Maybe I'll fall back asleep. It doesn't work. So Tuesday morning, this would be Tuesday morning because it was Monday night, Tuesday morning. I got on my phone for about 15, 20 minutes in the bed, and I was like, let me just go out to the couch. Well, he leaves the kitchen light on when he makes his nachos at night because he's scared of the dark. Someone's going to come. You know the whole meme where you turn off the light and someone's chasing. I'm pretty sure he thinks that's going to happen.
It's also in case I decide to come get another beer. I don't have to flip on like 6 lights. I can just... the way our kitchen is, I can walk down our hallway without running into anything because it shines light down the hallway. So I just leave it on because it's at one end of the house.
So anyways, so I get up, I come out here, I have my weighted blanket, my pillow, and another blanket. I get on the couch. I don't turn the TV on. I'm just looking at my phone, looking at photos, like things like that. Like I don't really get on social media when I'm doing stuff. Like I go back and look at like family photos because it kind of like soothes me a little bit. But when I walked into the kitchen before I went into the living room, I saw, and I'm literally pointing to it. So I walked in and I went to the refrigerator to get something to drink, thinking maybe I'm thirsty, I'll go back to sleep. And then there's another door right here that goes to our living room. I saw a very large, black, what I would assume would be a ghost or whatever, looked like it ran, like it got caught standing in the kitchen. And it like darted into...
probably making nachos.
And it darted into the living room. And I just stood in the refrigerator with a drink. I think I was drinking coconut water. And I was just like...
It's not what I drink when I get in the fridge.
That's weird.
These are what... I told Sam, I said, those are called shadow people. Like, there's a whole...
Well, hold on. But see, you don't know about this yet. Wait.
Okay.
Because you don't know that all this happened to me. So that happened. So I go to the couch and I'm sitting there and I'm trying to not think about it. My eyes are playing on me, blah, 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 whatever. So then I finally said, I'm going back to the bed. I'm not sleeping on the couch. I don't want to sleep on the couch. So I go back to the bed. I get in the bed and I'm laying on my side facing out the bed. And I feel like something's trying to wake me up. Like it wants me to see it. And I remember I was shaking my head like, no, I'm not opening my eyes. Stay asleep, stay asleep. Then the youngest starts knocking on his door. It's about 5.
I don't know. You told me about the kitchen stuff. I haven't heard this. I don't know.
So it was about 5 o'clock. So he's calling from his bed. He wasn't knocking. He was calling from his bed, mommy, mommy, mommy. So I get up and I go get him. As I'm walking across our hallway, you can kind of see like where his office is, where like you can continue walking. Now I turned off all the lights. There were no lights on after I went back.
So I bet you wish you left the kitchen light on.
I saw something in the corner of your doorway, right where the foyer and all is. It looked like it was on the floor, like it was looking up like this, like it got caught again, and it was like mid motion, like no, like literally like this. And I literally ran to the youngest's bed, grabbed him, and ran back to our bed and jumped in the bed and closed the door. So he didn't know any of this happened.
Sleeping. Let me know if I need to shoot anybody. I'll get the gun. But
he didn't know any of this was happening. We get the kids off to school. We go to work. Whatever. It's about an hour into my work day, sitting in the office, and he starts texting me the Y-files.
Yeah.
And it's about the ghost.
Did
and
you
I'm
tell me
I
about
didn't tell you anything about it because I said, "Do you want me to tell you what happened? Because you don't like it when I tell you when I see ghosts."
I thought you...
No, I didn't tell you anything about it. The dream I told you about was the one about the like, I'm not gonna say it because I don't want to get canceled. I told you about that dream, which happened the next day. The day you sent me the Y-files, I didn't tell you that I saw.
I can't remember.
You can go back and look at your text messages.
Well, you had said something before about something like the week or so before. So the Y Files. It's on YouTube. But he
It's
had
like
a
a spiritual
He had a thing about ghost or something. It's like a compilation thing. But I had listened to the individual episodes before, and they talk about they call them shadow people, and a lot of people claim to have seen them, and it's ghost or whatever, spirits, whatever you want to call them. And I said, that's what you saw, or you're just delirious.
But I didn't tell you I had all that happen to me the night before. You randomly sent it to me, and I texted you after I saw what the content was. I said, do you want me to tell you what I saw this morning when I was up in the living room?
Oh, that's right.
And you're like, I guess. Because he doesn't like for me to tell him that because...
you've talked about that before.
Yeah.
That was part of the reason I said
But like it literally had just happened.
And you said that.
And I was telling him all about it, and he's like, you need to listen to it. And I listened to it, and I was like, so creepy. And you've Googled it about waking up at 3. So there's multiple things. It could be drinking.
Let me tell them what the thing. So I read, they say like 3 a.m. is what they call the witching hour. And this is, I just Googled if you Google why do I wake up at 3 a.m., there is a list. It just goes, it goes and goes and goes. But one of the pages I found said it was something spiritual where it said that that's when you're in your deepest sleep typically, and that's when spirits or entities can reach you easier to try to communicate with you or something else. And I said, didn't
you send me a podcast where a guy said that in your dreams is when that they try to come and take you?
Oh, I don't know about that.
You sent me a podcast that said that, like, when you're sleeping and you're having the dream where you feel like you're in it,
well,
it's the alien or whatever they're trying to communicate and take you. It was the Joe Rogan thing about whatever he took the ecstasy or something.
No, it's like DMT.
Yeah.
He said, Rogan said that on one of the episodes that I watched, and he said it's so weird to think about dreams and just sleep in general, because he said it's weird that we just power down for 7 to 10 hours
like robots
or whatever it is. And he said, what are you doing? Like your metabolism slows down, like you're breathing, and you just go into like hibernation
every single night.
Every night, and it goes back to like the whole AI thing. It's almost like it's downloading or something, everything from that day.
Well, I'm never asleep long enough for them to download anything to me, so maybe they're trying to get me.
I think a lot of it is stress related.
But I'm not stressed right now. Now
I had a period with my job where I would wake up and it was the same thing. It was 3 o'clock, and I'm not talking about like 3:40, 3:20. It was like 3:02. 2:58,
and he
3:01, 3 o'clock, like within 5 minutes, and I would roll, and I got to where I stopped looking at my phone because I had looked into some of it, and it used to creep me out when I would roll over and it'd say 3:01. I'd go, ugh, why? And I would just literally get up, and I could never fall back asleep. So I got up and I would just come out in the living room and just watch TV
mornings where
and then fall back asleep.
I got up to go run because I run pretty early in the morning. He'd still be awake on the couch.
Yeah, and it's just,
I'm going to go run. But when I would come back,
4:30 in the morning or 5 in the morning or 6.
He would be asleep when I came back from the run. But
You,
then I'd have to wake him up in like an hour.
Usually that's what happens. You fall asleep at like right before whatever your alarm clock is, whether it's 6 o'clock, 6:30, 5:30. But whatever your alarm clock normally goes off, you get tired about 15 minutes before that's supposed to happen.
So,
and I would lay down and you fall asleep. And
so I have this book that a girl at work gave me. It's called, I have it actually right here. It's called The Power of Birthday Stars and Numbers, the complete personology. The girl that left it this week.
Oh.
It was hers. She was trying to do everybody. And it's super old.
What?
I think I'm going to look into this and see if I can figure out some stuff about me. But if you look up my birth month, my body part is the throat.
Okay.
So I'm gonna read into that this week and see if I can find some stuff. I'm not a spiritual person, but I got sleep, and now I'm at the point where if I wake up tomorrow morning at 3 a.m., I'm going running. I'm just gonna get up and start running at 3 a.m. And then if I come home and it's 4, then I'll take a quick shower and lay down in the bed and sleep till 6:30 and get up and start getting dressed with the kids. Like I think that's gonna be my routine.
Well,
I can't keep
do you remember when
waking up, staying awake and then falling asleep.
We talked about this a couple episodes ago about, if you go back, wasn't last episode, maybe the episode before, but we talked about the whole early risers versus
the watch people.
Yeah, and me and Sam were talking. I said, well, maybe down your ancestry somewhere, you were first shift or second shift or what?
I would say I'm second shift.
So your shift was supposed to wake up at 3 and then start doing something, and maybe that's just built in because our whole work day setup is relatively new in human existence. It's not something that I mean, people used to wake up when the sun came up and go hunt, fish, gather berries or whatever.
The clocks fall back tonight.
Yep. Yeah, buddy. I'm going to say this because I'm glad you brought this up. I want it to stay on. Everyone else is against me. I like it to get dark early. I want the sun to be up when I go to work, and I don't give a shit if it gets dark at 6 o'clock at night because I'm already in the house. Like I don't.
Kids, we don't play in the dark. Actually, we do.
Yeah, I don't. It doesn't affect people. Always act like, oh my god, it's dark at 5:30. I'm like, Jessica, what are you doing? Like it was Lindsay, that we used to work with. I worked with this girl, and she's like, I just hate it because it gets dark so early. And I'm like, she's a single girl. And I said, what are you doing? She left work every day at 5 o'clock. I said, what are you doing that you can't do because it's dark outside? She's like, well, I go places and stuff after work. I'm like, where do you go? She's like, well, sometimes I go to the grocery store. And I'm like, you can go to the grocery store because it's dark outside.
I mean, we don't want to.
Are you going to a park and frolicking or feeding animal? I don't. Why do you need it to be sunlight to go to the grocery store on your way home?
I run in the morning, so
and,
it's already dark.
Here's my other thing is I brought this up. I was like, you're single. All your crap should be done on the weekend because unlike people with kids, you have unlimited free time. Your weekend is just you can do whatever you want. You shouldn't need to do anything during the week. I never understood people. I do get that up north it does get dark earlier. So I've seen that just watching football and stuff, you'll see a New England game and it's dark at the game's on at 4:30. It doesn't get dark that early in Florida. So
with the fallback.
Yeah, I would like it to it gets dark in the middle of winter or whenever it's maybe 5:30. Yeah. But it isn't
it'll be dark at Tuesday night's game. It'll be dark.
At 6, yeah. But whatever. You gonna do the shotguns?
I guess.
You don't have to.
I feel like yours is warmer.
That was the... Didn't I give you the warm one?
No. This feels way warmer. Yeah, go ahead, shake that up.
I was gonna say, I've been over here manhandling mine, just warming it up.
All right.
We did finish all the Scream movies with our youngest. He's a fan now. We got to finish the Halloweens. We got one more Halloween.
I do want to make a quick statement real quick about my husband tonight.
What is it?
He's been a little grabby all day. And I said, I'm not just a piece of meat. I do have a personality.
Yeah.
And what did you say about said personality? It ain't a good one.
It wasn't positive, yeah. I've met all the personalities, and most of them aren't very nice.
All of them?
Yeah. All 23 or 20, whatever you got rolling around in there. I said a lot of your personalities yell. They also complain about things I've done or have not done. There was something else I said. I don't know. Cookies. Okay, maybe later. That's why I give her these beers. She likes me more when she's had a couple. Okay. I'm a lot more charming.
He wants to know if we've already started.
Oh, God. See, every time I do, why does it do that? I can't literally, I'm going to have to pour it in here. I can't do this because it's like, it
I
will
can
just
get
go everywhere.
drunk and shotgun it?
Well, I'll chug this one.
Chugging from a glass is not the same as...
What, do you want to chug from the glass?
No,
I'll do
it's
that.
fine. I'll just pretend like I'm at Florida, Georgia.
Because I can't do, like, it's going to just literally go everywhere.
Don't put it in that cup. That goes on your... I have to wash that cup now.
No, it's fine. Look, I balanced it. I'm a magician.
All right.
You sure you don't want to do this?
So,
We do this
just,
every
I know. Just take it. I look less... Here, I'll do this instead. Ready?
Do what?
I'm going to take that in a minute.
Don't do that. Every time I, like, think about it, no, don't do that. That's so gross. Don't do that.
Because you don't like the taste of it?
You don't like the taste of it. Oh. So you're good. All right.
Yeah.
You ready?
Mm-hmm.
With the Johnny Walker? Ugh, that's gotta taste terrible.
Alright, so let's talk about this real quick.
What are we talking about?
Dude, smell that? Remember my first time. Stop touching me. So it was Halloween this past week.
Yeah.
We did great trick-or-treating.
Okay.
Kids had fun. Our yard was epic.
Oh. We got I will put the video. I'm gonna hold this up so I can find it when I edit it. I'm gonna put the video in there of how we finished up or Sam finished up the yard. I can't really take credit. I just lift the heavy things sometimes, but not all the times because Sam likes to do it.
So we had a makeshift. Pirate ship that we made out of reused pallets that I found around the neighborhood. My dad came and helped me cut it down and nail it all together.
They built a tiny skeleton fort in our front yard. I don't know.
Couple of skeletons.
I drank beer and watched. I'm like, hey, I'm here for moral support.
And watch football.
Yeah.
A couple of the skeletons had spears in their hand. Others had swords. So they were like a Viking type of ship. And because we were Ghostbusters and I had the material, we had like a Ghostbuster like set up to the side because I just had it and didn't want it to go to waste. And then on the day of Halloween, oh God, we gotta talk about this. Snake.
Oh my God. Okay.
So Bodie and God, I always keep using their names. You're not supposed to use their names.
It doesn't matter.
The youngest and I were setting up some last minute Halloween decorations out in the front yard, right by the front door. And he was working in his office, and he comes out, and we're like, I'm plugging in some stuff right in the front flower bed. He goes, "Oh my God, there's a snake!" I was like, "Where?" I think it was at my feet. The snake got stuck in the arch of skulls that I made to go around our front door, the devil's door. Oh, maybe that's why I had nightmares.
This is what I'm talking about. So you've done all this like evil skeleton devil stuff, and then you're like, I'm seeing ghosts in the kitchen. Is that? And I'm like, I'm sleeping like a fucking baby over here. I'm just over there. I had some beer, I ate a couple nachos, watched some Big Bang or Baywatch. You know, just really unwinding.
All right. Anyways, the snake, I guess, slithered up amongst the skulls.
You know, snakes are not like evil. That's the whole Bible thing. You know, Adam and Eve stone.
They mean like medical, like sickness.
No, either fucking way. I don't want to run the house.
Anyways, so we found him, and where he was stuck out, there's actually windows, so you can come inside and see him. He got stuck to the duct tape that I used to attach the cardboard boxes that I cut out to use.
Yeah.
And then we told our neighbor they wanted to come over and see something or do something, and I was like, oh, well, be careful, like, you can go up there, but there's a snake stuck, and it is still alive. Like, he was slowly moving. I really thought he was trying to shed his skin, knowing that he was stuck.
Sam tells me to get it off. Hey, get the snake off of the duct tape. I'm like, sweetie, like his skin's coming off. I think he's pretty much done for. I'm not gonna. If I peel him off, it's gonna just pull him apart.
So our neighbor actually did peel him off, and some of the duct tape was still stuck to him. And I think when he tried to move, it pulled him apart, and his guts started to come out. So they took him over to the corner.
Exactly what I said was gonna happen.
They took him over to the corner of the yard so he could die peacefully by himself, and whatever. But that was like super random. That on Halloween we have a corn snake. And he was like right at like eye level when you walk in the door.
Not a fan of snakes.
Like,
they can all eat a big bag of dicks.
But we have a video. I played pirate music the entire night. We put the Alexa inside of the pirate ship, and from what I understand, everyone who came down to our house really loved. We're not here to give out candy.
We're trick-or-treating. Gotta go trick-or-treating.
We take our kids trick-or-treating, so I leave the bucket on the front porch with like a sign, cute sign. And this year I put my entire like apothecary table on the front porch with all the lights and the candles, because I have these candles that like change colors, and they're like the skull, they're the rib cage, like they're all kinds of different things, and when you light them they change colors as it gets hot.
Here's the deal. So I want to say this. Sam has taken down, well, I helped, but we've taken down all the Halloween decorations. Now, let's see how you sleep.
Oh, I slept like shit last night.
Okay.
The Halloween decoration's been down since...
No, you took the big skeleton down today.
This big skeleton's nothing.
Let's just see. This is Halloween. This is Halloween. Halloween. All right, guys. We're going to wrap this up, and we will see you next week for episode 29.
And we're going to see how long I hold out before our Christmas decorations.
She's going to hold out for weeks, not happening anytime soon.
Which, by the way, I'm not a crazy person. It's either the week of Thanksgiving or the day after Thanksgiving is when I do it. And the Thanksgiving, I'm looking at the calendar, is literally the last week of November.
So we'll wait till then.
So I'll probably put them up on November 30th.
That's the earliest that it's allowed, is the week of Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're a crazy person. Okay. Bye, guys. See you next week.